Now, if you're looking to make a gaming PC or just production PC or anything like that, this might be the video for you. I've got 3 different options: budget, mid-range, and high tier. All of them are going to have a few different options, like NVIDIA and AMD GPUs, a few different things. Now, for the purposes of this video, I'm quickly showing you over on Newegg. They've got a little PC builder thing there. However, down in the description, I'm going to leave you links to my budget, mid-tier, and high-end gaming PCs over on my Amazon storefront. I highly recommend checking that out. It doesn't mean you have to buy anything. It's just easier than listing every single item in my description and making it 20 miles long. But it'll give you the links there. You can copy paste them, buy them from wherever you want. But the Amazon storefront will have a few different options. Anyway, let's go check out Newegg, and I'll talk you through some things and why you should maybe do different things. By the way, this is not a sponsored video at all by anyone. Unless, of course, you use my Amazon affiliate links. Then it is sponsored by you. Alright, let's start off with the budget PC. This is the budget PC I built. I know this PC and this similar kind of specs very well because in this sim that I am sitting in right now, I had a very close PC to what this is. In fact, some of the same parts or similar performance parts. You could probably even run more than mid settings on nearly every sim racing title out there. For example, ACC, Assetto Corsa Competizione, one of the harder titles out there. I was running high settings and I was getting like over 120 FPS, graphics quite good. Now let me go through this and explain a few little things, maybe things to change depending on what you're doing. Now the CPU is the 5700. It's a pretty good value for money CPU. Currently right now, with the prices of RAM and storage and all that going up because of AI, although it is coming down a little bit right now, building a slightly older generation AMD CPU is probably the best, in my opinion, that you don't have to spend a lot more money on DDR5 RAM, and it puts this whole PC under $1,500, which was my aim for the budget PC. The RAM, again, one of the cheapest value for money RAMs out there. This particular RAM I have actually had in my sim in that PC that I was talking about. This is the exact part number that I was using. I was running the 16 gigs initially. I did make it 32 gigs later, not because of gaming reasons, but more like content creation reasons. I found in gaming mostly, like, you don't need more than 16 gig. The GPU, one of the most important things. Now, in my particular PC that I was running that was similar to this, I was using a 6900 XT GPU. This 9070 OC GPU that I have here, that's probably actually performs a little bit better than the 6900 XT. Also, it uses AV1 codecs and all that, which is much better, newer technology. They're a pretty good value for money gaming GPU. So I don't think you need to go more than a 9070. However, if you don't like AMD GPUs, and I know some people don't, I would recommend going a 5060 Ti. That'll give you DLSS and everything. That'll give you all the NVIDIA stuff for a similar price. But when you do go the 5060 Ti, make sure it's the 16 gig, not the 8 gig. You need the 16 gig. Could you go a 5070 with 12 gigs? Yes. Yes, you can. I've got a 5070 12 gig in my other PC. It's a pretty good GPU. In terms of the case, buy whatever you want. Just make sure everything fits. Now for storage, we've got the Patriot Viper 2TB SSD. It's fast, reasonably cheap in today's standards with AI and everything. There is cheaper storage out there, but it is significantly slower. This is 2TB. If you don't think you're going to use 2TB, then get a 1TB. But I would probably recommend just going the 2. Now for cooling of the CPU, I've got a Cooler Master Hyper 212. They're 20 bucks. They're pretty cheap. I've had them before in PCs, but for a budget cooler, especially for 5700, that's going to be fine. You don't really need more than that. That's my budget PC. I believe it's a pretty good PC. I know because I've physically used it. Now, let's go to the mid-range where I will start tweaking things more towards DDR5. Now, there are a few different ways you could actually customize this. This particular customization that I have here is 2700. You want to make it 2.5? I can make it 2.5 for you, and I'll tell you all about it right now. I know this setup pretty well. I've got a very similar setup that I'm recording on right now in this PC. The Ryzen 7 9800X 3D CPU is a very, very good gaming CPU. Very good budget, value for money. It's going to get you really good FPS. I'm running a similar CPU. I'm running the 7800X 3D, which has a very similar gaming performance, but not quite as efficient as this 9800X 3D CPU. Could you potentially save a bit of money there and go 7800X 3D? Yes. If you have it available to you, a few $100 cheaper than that, it'll be a good gaming CPU, similar kind of FPS. Now I will say with the CPU choice on the mid-range CPU here, if you plan on doing some productivity work, the 9800X 3D is probably not the best option to go for. I would probably more be looking at something like the 9900X. They're quite good for productivity, but you can also game on them, and in fact I have in the past as well. Like video editing and all that stuff, you actually save yourself some money there as well, and you're still going to get good gaming performance. Now the motherboard I have here is the X870P. It's a good board. Again, you can save a little bit of money here if you wanted to. Motherboards generally don't give you a significant performance increase. You could go an 850. You could even probably go a 650 if the board is 9000 series ready. And that's actually what I'm running here. I'm running an MSI Tomahawk 650. I don't have a problem with that. It's a little bit cheaper, but ideally probably for 9000 CPU, I would be going 850, 870. It's a bit more dedicated for the 9000 CPUs, and anything later that may come out if you want to upgrade later and still use the same motherboard, which is AMD is very good for that, keeping the same socket for a while, unlike Intel. Now for the memory, this mid-range is where I've gone up to 32 gigs, and I've also switched it to DDR5. 32 gigs of DDR5 is good for a mid-range GPU. Again, you can save a little bit of money here and just go 16 gigs. With the RAM, it's a 6000 and it's CL30, which means it's a bit faster than some of the other DDR5 32 gigs of RAM out there. But I think it's worth it to go the 6000 and CL30. But if you want to save a little money, you can go like CL36 or 38 or something. There's 5200 megahertz and all that. Like, you don't have to go 6000 as well, but that's what I'm running in my PC currently. I'm running 6000 CL30. It's good, although I'm using Corsair Dominator. Problem with the Corsair Dominator, it's very large, and depending on tower and everything, sometimes the Corsair Dominator can be a bit too large and you have clearance issues. So it's not one I'm going to recommend to you today. For the mid-range GPU, the 9070 Ti's are about 250 USD more than what a 9070 XT is. Again, if you wanted to save a little bit of money here, you can go a 9070 XT. That's what I'm currently running. The 9070 XT and this kind of CPU actually performs very, very well. I can pretty much play high settings in most games, and I don't really have an issue with performance myself. I put NVIDIA into the mid-range because it'll actually give you better performance without using DLSS. especially in any game that is based on an Unreal Engine, like ACCA and AC Evo and stuff like that. A lot of games are based on Unreal Engine. Generally, that particular engine prefers NVIDIA over AMD. With the storage, we've got a 2 terabyte SSD again. Don't need to go 2 terabyte, but if you want to, you can go higher, lower, whatever. All right, let's talk about the high-end gaming PC, my favorite. Let's spend some money. Now, this is my high-end PC. There is a few different ways you could cost cut on this. Now, the one I have is $3,800 USD. You can do it cheaper than that, depending on what you do with your PC. Now, if it's strictly just gaming, and you're only doing gaming, you're not doing streaming or any productivity work and all that, the CPU, you could probably use the 9800X3D. That's a great gaming CPU. And you're not going to get significant performance increases by going the 9950X3D, although you will get a bit. But if you're doing all the stuff I was just talking about with the streaming and video editing, photo, whatever else, all the productivity stuff, the 9950X is the best all-around productivity and gaming CPU in my opinion. Now for the motherboard, we've jumped up a little bit here. We're now on an MSI Tomahawk Wi-Fi board, an X870. Great little board, popular board. As I was saying before, I am currently on an MSI Tomahawk board, although mine is a little bit older than this one, but really good board. Build quality of MSI boards are generally very good. For the RAM, it's the same as the last one I was talking about. We've got 32 gigs of 6000 CL30 RAM. Again, if you wanted to go 64, you can. It's not really going to give you extra performance in gaming though. The only reason you would do that is productivity work. If you find that you're maxing out at 32 gig, which I highly doubt that. I've got 32 gig. I do a lot of productivity and I don't have an issue with this at all. Now with the graphics card, we've gone up from a 5070 Ti to a 5080. 5080 is a bit more expensive, but that will give you better performance and you'll be running high graphical settings in practically every game. Do you need to go to a 5090? No, definitely not. Now for the power supply, I've put in a 1500 watt 80 plus platinum. If you're going the 9950 X3D CPU and the 5080, I think a 1500 watt power supply is good. Also future-proofs you a little bit. Do you need 1500 watt? Probably not. 1200 80 plus platinum like this mag. The MSI power supplies are actually pretty good, especially like 80 plus platinums. And you'll also find this over on my Amazon store version. Now for the SSD, we've gone from the WD Black to the Samsung 990 Pro 2 terabyte. Samsung makes some of the best SSDs out there. Could you use the WD Black and save yourself $90? Yes. Now again, I just kind of whacked in another vaguely good 360 liquid water cooler in here, or AIO. Does it have to be MSI? No, it can be Corsair. Whatever. I do suggest getting a pretty good brand though, not like the no-name brands. That is my high-end. Can you go more high-end? Of course, but you don't need me to tell you what to buy. You just go and buy the most expensive stuff. You don't need me for that. Check out my Amazon storefront. It's going to have some different options and it'll have some different prices and all that as well for you to check out and compare. A few different parts I put in there as well. It's a little bit different. Some of you may comment there's no Intel based PC, and I mean I can do that if you want. Personally think AMD is the best kind of gaming production kind of CPUs right now for the price and performance and everything. It's my opinion, but if you want me to do that and do some Intel builds, then I can do that. Talk to me down in the comments below that you want an Intel video. I'll look at that Of course, comment down below if you have any suggestions and you say, I mean, I know I'm going to get a comment. Don't listen to this guy. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, everybody. Hit that like button if you liked it. Subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you in the next video.